Hello, good evening. I noticed that it's time to reveal somehow some secrets about the universe and about the cosmos. It's time anyway, because now become our time comes into another dimension, so to say, and we see that, and we feel that because we start to think somehow in a different way. And we have to do that, and I'd like to explain a bit more about the cosmos. And I don't want to deal in a mathematical or physical way because that is not my business. Um, I'm not a student of Albert Einstein or something, but there's something else I have to explain you. Well, we have here, of course, the ethical way. We have the churches, we have the religion who like to explain the world, which failed, of course, because the providings there are a bit, let's say, it's a bit wanted, and especially wanted from people who wanted to have people in a special way. That is, they tells you that is God's will, without explaining it, um, and somehow it brought it together. It brought us together, but there is no explanation why the God's will must be different from your own will. Well, God is apart from everybody of us. Or a better explanation would be we are apart from God. We become human beings to fulfill a special way, which is our own decision which will we want to follow. Whatever someone do, he fulfill God's will. Why? Because you, my friend, are apart from God. A very, very important part. And this important part, what you are, make decisions. Decisions of his own or her own accord. And whatever you like to do and whatever you like to fulfill with that, express a will from God. And he has many, many words, a lot of words, million and million and million again. Look at the universe. And there is only one universe from billions of universes. So you can imagine how many parts and pieces God will have. And every one of us is a tiny little part from that. Well, tiny or not tiny, small or not small. It is our life what matters, and in your own life, you are here the head person. And for you, is only one and only one man very important, and that is yourself. Because it is your will, which is, I mentioned it before, is God's will too, have to come out, have come into the open, have to be fulfilled. But how does it work now? At first, I want to tell you that your thoughts spread out energy. I told you so before. So, your thoughts spread out energy, but it spread out something else. It spread out, let's say, tones, which are to be here when you have a very, very good ear. And of course, for human being, is it only possible to hear that when you have when you speak it loudly out. But that is really for everything else unnecessary. We see it in your colors, and that is the third thing. Your thoughts spread out colors, and now we can to another point and keep that in what I said just before in our mind. Whatever adjective you know, love, peace, happiness, worthiness, anger, cruelty, softness, hardness, whatever you can think of, beautiness or ugliness, spread out a special color. And when your behavior is now like that, the same color it will have. And so, actually, we can say we are working, we are busy to paint a picture. And every single being is busy to give herself a bit of its own color to this picture. And since it is a moving picture, it's always in movement. It's always a movement. So there's no standstill, of course, because life is life. It's livid and will never come to an end. Even in death will not come to an end. Even when someone is dead, there's a movement inside his body because everything changed. So our very own business, your children business, and your mother's business, your father's business, and your brother's business, your neighbor's business, is to spit out this color which is fitting to her or himself. And now we have a problem, because everybody told us how we should like to be, how we should be. But that is impossible. Your business is not, or your chief task is not to fulfill everybody else's will. It is your own very will, your desire, what you want. And now I come to my most favorite thing, the tunes, the vibration, the oscillation. I swear you, cross my heart and hope die, no one with a high tune, who is in high tune, no one who is in a high vibration, in a high oscillation, will do something bad. I mean, no one with a high vibration is happy about a large sum of money when he quite well knows that somebody else there is now in grief and harm because I just stole it. No one liked to have that. And no one with a high vibration would even dream to take some money away from somebody else, or to kill somebody else, or to fight for a country, or to think of ridiculous ideas. That is actually not really a secret. Huh? Oh, yes, it is. It's really a secret. Because we push it away. We forget about it. We forget that we actually clung together. What you do, I feel a moment later. What you will do tomorrow, a week later, I know it as well. Why? Because what you do will have influence in the way how you treat your neighbor, or your children, or your wife, or your husband, or whatever. He, of course, talks to somebody else. His mood is, of course, infectious to the other people, and so since the chain is never ending, it's step by step. It affects the whole group. It is difficult to tell that just out of the blue. Nobody asked me to tell that. At the other hand, it is necessary that you understand that. You see, your decisions to do that or to do that are completely okay. Whatever you like to do, you fulfill God's will, because whatever you like to do, God like to do that. Like to do it as well. There is no preference. But what you do, will have consequences. There are consequences. You do something and you get something, and merely an answer in return. And quite logically, is that this answer is somehow very fitting to that what is spread out. Okay, just think it over. I'm looking forward for some reactions from you, because it is a good idea or a good feeling when I feel that somebody is somehow on the other end on the line here, and listen, and is really interested to hear that. Okay.